Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today's Tuesday already. Today's our daily reading. We're going to take a look at current situation and the influences around that. I'm going to use the Runic Tarot today for the reading, Radiant Wise for clarifying. And this is current daily. So let's see what's going on. Hope you all are doing well. Appreciate it. Appreciate you joining me and watching. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let me give it a couple more shuffles. Well, a couple more. Two bad shuffles in a row. Am I not supposed to shuffle? Okay, one more. One more. Okay, let's get started here. I'm going to cut the deck. So current situation, Hierophant, or, okay, see that, I caught it. It's Judgment, sorry. Why I was thinking Hierophant, I don't know. Judgment, I mean, like, that's not the Hierophant. Present influence, Five of Pentacles, future influence, the Star. You know, we've had the Star showing up a ton these days. I really feel like there's some really deep wishes going on. I mean, regardless of the reading itself, having that card show up multiple times, I feel like there's something that the collective it has really major hopes for, really do. What we don't see, Six of Swords, what to look for, the Seven of Swords, unexpected, Seven of Cups, challenge, Queen of Cups, strength, King of Cups. That's really interesting. Where does this lead? King of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. I'll leave it right there. Hermit is at the bottom of the deck, and oddly enough, it was reversed. And I'm just checking because the majority of my cards are not reversed. All of them are not reversed. This one was. I'm going to leave it reversed. I don't do that very often because I don't read reversals, but it's like it's almost supposed to be. Because also, just so you know, I take time like which deck to use. Sometimes I'll use the same one throughout the week, but it's like there's just something I needed to read from this deck. I was drawn to it this morning. So having that as the only card that was upside down, I'm going to leave it that way. Because I feel like with the Hermit being in reverse, it's like a release of the search, kind of. You know, when I think of cards in the reversal, well, I think differently depending, but a lot of time it's I feel like it's almost saying you're done with that. You know, like I'm done with the search. I'm done with it. Um, I need to get away from that energy, mentality, something like that. Like if you've been in hermit mode for a while, and when I say that, it could be like on a search or feeling alone. Even in that respect, it could be just feeling alone. That's ending. But I think it's an intentional ending, like, no. And I do feel like with the current situation being the Judgment, this is where it's coming from. This energy of feeling revised, like there's something that's really pulling you up. It almost, like I say, I'm getting this real feeling of almost like energy pulling you up. Like it almost feels like it's not a situation around you. Well, it could be, but it's more like, I mean, I almost feel like it's not magic, but like your higher self, something is like just you feel this urge just to come out of that shell, grow, change, or allow yourself to almost feel young to some degree. There's just this real, whew, here I am. Now, the reason why I feel like the Five of Pentacles, there's something here. So the reason why I say that, the reason why, because it's an influence. This energy is then influencing this coming out of, I just feel light. Like that's how I feel. When we are in a hard time, it's like, okay, so this is the energy I'm getting. This they're both needing help, but he is hurt, and this guy back here, it left him with his cloak and it's going to go find help. So it's like the energy that is causing this, it's like you realize that there is help, but I don't feel like it's like an intentional someone helping you. I feel like it's a more of a spiritual thing for you, or a realization that you can get out of this. You may have to surge a little bit, but I don't know. It's like a realization that's this brought out this judgment, like really, it's a very freeing thing. And I think it comes from, if you've been having a hard time, you've realized that there is help coming. Like there's just this, it's really a knowing for you. It's in here. It's inside of you going, I know I can, I know this, that things are going to work out. I know I have this, either if this person is a higher, your higher self, or it's actually a person helping you, it is really bringing you up. It really feels good. The star is in your future influence, and I feel like what's coming in is, that you have so much more coming to you and to give. The star is, all about our hopes and our directions and all of that. And I feel like with that being the influence is you're going to allow, yes, I'm going to use that word, allow your dreams and your hopes and your wishes, all of those big things, you're going to allow them in, and you're going to allow these things to help you move forward. Basically, that's the feeling I'm getting with the star here. I enjoy that energy, because I really feel like it's just this really big growth for you. It feels good. It does. The Six of Swords is what you don't see. I will pull clarifiers on this guy. I feel like, again, this is not necessarily the movement as much as it is, there's something better on the other side. Like, that if you keep going, and I think that this energy is pulling you towards something better, and you don't even realize it yet. Yes, you do feel better because of that judgment, the current situation. Right now, you feel better for sure. But it came from, realizing there's so much more out there, right? So I do. And I feel like that Six of Swords is, you are headed to the right place. You don't see it yet. You don't realize it. You're feeling it. You feel better for absolute sure. You have probably a little more confidence these days. The hope, you have that, like, completely. Tell me more about the Six of Swords and what we don't see. King of Swords, Four of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. They're, because we end with the King of Swords here. So I do feel like this could be someone or an energy that you have wanted, and there is an opportunity coming in, and that's where you're headed, the Ace of Pentacles. But it comes from this King of Swords, and I do believe that for some of you, it is someone. And I say that too because I have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups in the challenge and strength, and I find that really odd, and I'm going to struggle with reading that, I'm not going to lie. I'll get there. but the King of Swords is where it all leads, and I feel like this is the beginning of that. The dreams that you've had for that situation. So the King of Swords, is it a relationship? Could be. Is it, you know, someone offering you a new job? Is it an elevation that you want to be at? Like, I want to be more in charge of, my direction. But I feel like it comes from definitely, your dreams. Like the Four of Cups can be very nostalgic and not nostalgic. It can be very like you're bored, but it also to me is you have your eye, you're not paying attention to what's being handed to you, but at that same time, that's because you have your eye on something else. But there is this Ace of Pentacles is where you're headed. It's a new opportunity, but I honestly you don't see that because it's happening not because you're forcing a situation. It's happening because you're growing and you're allowing like your dreams to drive you, and they are, and you're not even realizing it yet. We have the Seven of Swords and what to look for. It's telling you to be careful a little bit, I think. I'm going to pull clarifiers on that because the Seven of Swords to me can be a negative or a positive card. It can be a card where you need to watch your back a little bit. Someone might be being sneaky. It also can be a card of you taking back what's yours. And regardless of whether you do it sneaky or not, if it's yours, it's yours. So let me get a clarifier on that because in what to watch for, I think it's most important to have it really clear because to me, this is also advice. Tell me more about this Seven of Swords. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords, please. Seven of Wands, Ace of Wands, Four of Cups. I don't know if I showed you the Seven of Swords. I don't know. I feel like you know what I really feel like when I see these clarifiers with the Seven of Wands, Ace of Wands, Four of Cups. I feel like with the Seven of Wands, right, you're standing up for, standing up for yourself and headed and intrigued or headed towards a new beginning. That feels very good. I also feel like it's almost like though that you don't see it with the Four of Cups. Again, this is like you realize where you're headed. You don't even realize that actually, but be careful not to think that be careful to think that someone's taking something away from you deliberately. That's what I feel like it is. No one's taking anything away from you deliberately. Yes, you need to stand up for yourself. Yes, you need to have your dreams, but be careful of putting blame on a situation or a person. I feel like it is absolutely, you can watch your back and all of that, and we all need to some degree or another, but it's also being very careful to say, if you feel like there's something missing, Four of Cups, don't put blame elsewhere. Understand what's happening is if you feel like, and I feel like this is what to watch for. I feel like if you feel like someone's taking something from you, just be very clear and sure that that's really happening before you really put the blame there. I feel like it could feel that way. Like you could feel that someone's trying to take something from you or trying to take your dreams away. I would say be very careful of that thought because, there could be. I'm not saying there isn't. So I want to also be clear there. We're all going to be different. But I also feel like things change because they're supposed to as well. And I honestly don't feel like anyone's taken away your dreams. You may have to do something different or work harder to reach them, but no one's purposely taking them away. The Seven of Cups is in our unexpected energy. What are these choices? So Seven of Cups can be about choices. It can be also overwhelming. Like sometimes we can get overwhelmed with what we have to choose from. So it can be that. It also can mean kind of daydreamy, like I want all of these things and I see all these wonderful things and what can I have? So I get the feeling that you may be getting overwhelmed. Tell me more about these choices and our unexpected. What is this about? Ten of Wands, overwhelmed. Knight of Swords and King of Cups. Ooh, you may have choices on two different people. And we have the King of Cups and King of Swords. We have the King of Cups and Knight of Swords. So you very well could be in a position where you have to decide, because there is like a heavy burden. Do I want this or do I want this? Do I want, I feel like these are two different energies. It also can be two different job positions or like, do I want to be more loving and want, or do I want to be more swords-like and be very straight up to the point? But whatever it is right now, those Seven of Cups that comes in unexpectedly, your choices, I think that the reason why they feel burdensome is because I don't even think you realize that you need to make a choice there. So there's something very interesting here. These choices all come from the star. And I think so your choices, if you have someone in your life, it absolutely could be them. If this is what your hopes are, to meet someone or to level up with someone. But I do feel like there's this, that feeling could be actually burdening you as well. Like making it over important, and that maybe you should focus on something else instead of focusing on a person or a situation. That's a tough one, but I do feel like there's two people involved or two completely different energies. The Cups and Swords are completely different. Someone that lives in their heart and someone that lives in their head, someone that cares about how people feel and someone that speaks without thinking about how they make people feel. I'm not saying Swords people are bad people. They're different. They're very direct. They're very honest. They're most of the time they're honest, but they're just so direct that they're not always thinking about someone's feelings before they speak. Whereas a Cup person always does. They care like a lot, and both have their positive and both have their negative. So I feel like too, it's kind of that energy, but Queen of Cups in the challenge and King of Cups in the strength. So to me, when I look at these two cards together, the Queen of Cups is looking over here at the reading. If you put it down, she's looking over here. He's looking at her. Now, keep gender out of it. This could be anything. But what I feel like is happening is the negative is you're so focused on this that you're losing sight of who's focusing on you. And this is a positive. This is your strength. So I do feel like there is someone that really cares about you, but you're looking over here. What decisions should I make? What your heart is elsewhere. Their heart's with you, following you, and your heart's elsewhere. Now, this could be also not necessarily a person. Again, it could be a situation that you have something here that could be really good for you, but you're looking over here. Again, we're going back to a couple of those Four of Cups, having our dreams, being handed something. And what are we really focused on? Are we focused on what we can't have, or are we focused on what we have, and then level up with that as we move forward? That's kind of the energy I'm getting. The King of Swords is where this all leads. Again, I feel like this is, and then it leads to the Eight of Pentacles. So this absolutely is hard work and putting the energy in. But I think that King of Swords is what leads you to put the energy in. And talk to me about this King of Swords, please, and where this all leads. I do feel like the thing to focus on, though, is the that getting out of that hermit mode and feeling rejuvenated. No matter what's happening, that's an important feeling to keep to you. King of Swords, please, in where this leads. Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there's still a very new energy with this person. You still care about this person, and you're going to be hanging on to this person, and they're holding on to you probably as well. But there's definitely, but I feel like there could be a whole new passion happening here as well. So if this is a person that you know of, like someone in your life, and again, it doesn't have to be a male, female too, just someone that's pretty direct and says things as they are, it looks like that's coming back around. But I feel like because it's the Four of Pentacles as well, it's something that you've been kind of wanting and holding on to. And if it's a situation, it's the same thing. It's a new opportunity with that Ace of Wands. But it comes from this king. Now, it doesn't have to be a lover. It can be someone at work. It could be someone at home. It could be anything. It could be you. Everyone's going to be slightly different. This is collective, so take it as it resonates. But I do feel like, actually, I feel very good about that energy. I was a little worried about it. Tell me about this Eight of Pentacles, where it leads after that. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. This is about, Eight of Pentacles is about learning, mastering a skill. In a lot of decks, I've heard it called an apprentice card. So it's something where you're really trying to get better at something. And we have the Knight of Pentacles, slow moving, Page of Pentacles, staying and working hard. And I feel like the Five of Pentacles is the release. Again, we have the Five of Pentacles and the present influence. Realizing that there is help out there. You just may have to go in a different direction. But I do feel like this is the work that you're putting in to bypass. I'm not destitute. There's something happening here. It's moving slow, but it's happening, and we're working really hard for it. And it's going to allow me to take a different path. I do not necessarily think, if this is a person, that there's anything. Where does it lead after the Eight of Pentacles, please? Oh, back to the Four of Cups. So you're still not reaching your dreams here. You still are, even though Eight of Pentacles, you're working on something, but you have a certain sight. And you're not seeing, like, he's not seeing this unicorn right behind him. And that's because he's so focused on what he wants. Again, though, I honestly feel like you're supposed to. It's almost like I'm getting the feeling with this reading and with the star card and the way this is all happening. Don't let yourself be fooled by a false gift, like someone like dangling a carrot, but the carrot isn't necessarily what you want. You don't necessarily have to give up on your dreams. Now, I'm not saying you can't go for what's being given to you. That's up to you. But with those Four of Cups keep coming up, with the Seven of Swords in there, like, watch yourself a little bit. Don't put blame anywhere else. And then I'm seeing all of these Four of Cups coming in. I feel like it's honestly, you don't have to take what's handed to you, even though maybe it's better, but it's to look at it look at everything. And I feel like the Seven of Swords too, not only be careful of blaming, but know if you're looking at an offer, know what that offer is completely. Understand it before you just grab it. What's our advice? Ten of Pentacles. Realize that you have all of the things you need. So the Ten of Pentacles in this deck is saying that they've reached to the point, and this is Vikings, they've reached to the point where they've accumulated enough to finally go into battle. It's like, we've got it, now we can go into battle. So I feel like it's asking you, if you need to make a decision here, or if someone's offering you something and you have these choices, please make sure you have everything you need to make the right decision. Just understand that, and understand that you can go through the process. Absolutely. Think it through. Absolutely. But know that you have everything make sure that you have everything before you move ahead. You do have everything, but make sure everything's in place before you make some kind of decision that's really going to change your life. I like the fact that I feel like that judgment is coming from some kind of offer, and it's going to, or maybe the offer comes in because you're more alive, right? It's sometimes the way we act or the way we feel, people see that. So anyway, yeah, make sure that you have everything in line, and then you can go after exactly what you need or want. And I like that, coming out of the hermit mode. So there you have the reading. I hope you liked it. Please let me know. Hit the like button. I went on a little longer than I wanted to. Take care. Have a beautiful day.